Hey, Dr. Max here. Before the video starts, I wanted to first say thank you for clicking on it and watching it. I appreciate your support. Every little bit counts. I've set a really aggressive goal for myself and for the channel, which is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. When we get there, as a incentive or as a thank you for all of your support, I will randomly select 15 subscribers and they will receive their choice of either a set booster box or $120 worth of currency for MTG Arena. So I hope you subscribe. If not, that's okay too. I hope you enjoy the content, and I will see you next time. Hello and welcome to another day of MTG Arena. I am Dr. Max. Let's spin the wheel and see what we're playing today. All right, Abzan, white, green, black. Let's craft something and we'll be back. So back here with the deck tech, I consider this to be a kind of mid-rangey take on Abzan. So the one Abzan creature I was able to find was Thalia and the Gitrog monster, which is just super fun. First strike, death touch, very hard to deal with. Can play additional lands, and then also has the super powerful ability of creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. However, when it does attack, you have to sacrifice a creature or land to draw a card. To go with that, I also put in 3 Glissas as well. Very powerful, that first strike death touch. Other than that, it's just trying to get value. I think Gala Greeter, since we are a fairly creature-heavy deck, is going to be pretty good as far as, making it bigger, gaining life if need be, or creating treasure tokens to ramp. We have a good amount of removal, Go for the Throat, Soul Partition, Fateful Absence, and some Brutal Cathars as well for creature-specific removal. To help us make sure we get our lands, we have Ambitious Farmhands, and then just other good, what I would consider black and green cards. Sheldred is fantastic, really good Wandering Emperors, great Eternal Wanderers, and then 3 Wedding Announcements. So I think that against more aggro decks, this is going to perform really well. It's quite flexible. I'm curious about control. I'm not sure. I think we may lose those games unless we're able to get under their counter spells, but we're going to see how it performs. So this looks like a keep to me. We're going to have early removal if need be. No green to speak of in either the lands or the colors, but I think this is a keep. And hopefully Dimir, could be Esper. Okay, so Esper, I'm hoping Esper Legends. Yep, perfect. That's great for us because now I can just go for the throat this. We can Cathar on turn 3. Wedding Announcement may be a better play depending on what their board state looks like. They're playing their own announcement, so I think we are going to match with one of our own. We could also play a Glissa, which is pretty powerful here as well, and dare them to remove it. And also, if it's able to get through, we can destroy their announcement. Yeah, so they do have removal. That's a bummer. I think here, I could have played my Sanctum if I really wanted to do Sheldred, but I am leaning towards just Catharing their Transmogrant and asking them, do you have another removal spell? And Soul Partition can get rid of their announcement if they decide to go the pump route. Double Announcement, very powerful here. Do they attack? And the answer is no. They're going to hold it up. Makes a lot of sense. They have a really strong board. So I think we play our own announcement here. And then we can soul partition their festivity on their turn. And that can potentially induce them into a bad attack. Where essentially we play it as a combat trick. So yeah, they're gonna swing with everything, and that's fine. We can soul partition this. It's a bummer that Adeline, we don't have the mana for that. Let's see if they drew a removal spell for Sheldred. They have something. I don't understand why they took the damage, but what do I know? Okay. Makes sense that they would go board here. I think we go there and then just block one of these. Their creatures are going to get pumped. We can also Eternal Wanderer here, which seems really, really good. And I'll let you keep one of your 2/2s.
I'll finish this here and now.
Okay, getting back their Adeline, that makes sense. Yep, strong Denic. Create our double striker, and then we'll hold this a Ganjo in absence. And our brute is very powerful now. Okay. So we'll remove Sheldred here. We can also plus and remove their token. And then come at them with a brute. This person's a real card toucher. Sure. Okay. So now they think they probably have a pretty clever attack here. We are going to have to sacrifice our token. I think maybe they didn't realize that was going to happen.
We can win this together.
Our Thalia and the Gitrog monster is online, looking very strong. And those creatures and lands are coming in tapped for him. No removal spell, but this is fun for me. If we clear the way, I say get out of here, Initiate, and then attack, what do they have? Nothing. Got him. This is a little bit slow for me, so I'm going to mulligan this. This one is also not ideal. We'll bin a Cathar. We're going to be slow on the farm hands here unless we get lucky. Okay, and it looks like we're just playing white aggro. It's 2 or more, okay. Uh-huh. Interesting. Selesnya take on this. That's new. So I'm still not quite sure. It seems like this is more of an aggro deck here, but I'm not exactly sure what we're playing against. Okay, they have a Cathar, sure. I will Cathar their Cathar, get another Plains. We're just going to go back and forth, Catharany each other. Bro, I heard you like Cathars. I got a Cathar. Bro, I heard you like Cathars. I have a Cathar. Yep, and then they're going to get rid of my farmhand. I think we may be a little bit toast here. I think we can... We have 2 removal spells, so we can do a little bit of an ambush. I think what we do is take our Plains. I don't want to pass here. So I'm going to destroy their Cathar to get mine, to get theirs. We're just going back and forth forever. Having ourselves a time. And then let's... I don't even want to beat around the bush. Get out of here. Do they still have value? Is what I want to know. And the answer very much seems to be yes. Just know I will 100% if you attack. Yep. I'm going to go full send here on getting out another farmhand. Last Plains, need to keep that in mind. We're going to play defense here. Until we get our own specialist online. So obviously I can't let this damage through, so we'll go 1 and 1 there. Those would be sacrificed anyways, so that's fine. I assume they're going to disturb this out. Do you have another creature? Beautiful. Oh, you're a beautiful person.
Surrender now, and we all leave
I'll let you
before
keep
the Emperor of Kamigawa.
your traveling minstrel. Hey, they're getting good rips here. And they're gaining life. It's not nothing. But we are going to start taking it to them here.
I brought back.
Whew, got him. All right. Able to hold on long enough. Okay, Cathar. It's a little bit slow. But this seems okay. We can have a removal on turn 2 if need be. If we're going against something like control, we're kind of toast here, but beautiful. So we'll hold this up. Whatever's coming down here is going to get Faithful Absenced. Felden. Swift Spear. Sure. Another Swift Spear. Sure. I'm going to kill your more powerful one. I think what we do here, it's a little bit risky. If I Cathar and then they Lightning Strike, they get the Swift Spear back in addition to that. Glissa is a bit of a bummer here. If they strike it, I think we play Glissa and say, okay, I'm going to make you have a Lightning Strike. They probably do. Because it's mono red and they always do. What we need is that other land to get out Sheldred here. But yeah, so there goes Glissa. To be expected. If we can hit an untapped land, Sheldred comes out, and that is huge. And we got it. So now the tide can start turning here. And there it is. I don't think they should have scooped yet. Okay, early go for the throat. Unfortunately, Glissa nor Gala wouldn't be online, so I'm going to mull this. We'll keep 6 here, and it feels bad, but I gotta put Sheldred down. They may think we're in enchantments. Unfortunately, Go for the Throat is not online. They may be enchantments themselves. So let's keep either of these open. Of these two, I think Generous Visitor needs to go. Let's also, I say we should not even beat around the bush and get rid of Skrelv. And then play out our Thicket. So they have a Weaver here, which is fine. I think here we put out a Cave and pass. Good doggy. Yep. So, I think I'm going to play out a Wandering Emperor here. And
Finally, I'm home.
create a Vigilance.
May your blade strike true.
We'll plus it, give it first strike.
We've got the edge in this fight.
The Ganjo now would be It's legendary creature only. I want to try to induce them. I guess I could have played out an Aganjo there. That was a misplay on my part. I think an Os is coming here. The question is, who do they decide to ossify? And that is the Cathar. And that's fine. If they have another ossification, that's a real bummer. Oh, for some reason I thought Weaver was... I don't know why I thought it was legendary. I'm crazy.
Always glad to meet my match.
Alright, well, we'll put out a 2-2. We'll play in a Aganjo, and then now we're just trying to hang on. They are pumping each other. Hate the Jukai Naturalist. So I'm curious if they are going to use both abilities here on the stack. That buys us a turn, which I am absolutely okay with. It's going to give them a lot of value. But at this point, we're really trying to hold out for a land. And we got it. So here comes Eternal Wanderer. I'll give you a Spirited Companion.
Live because I allow it.
They do have a lot of value though here. I'm assuming this board is going to get reloaded here, and we're kind of running out of options. Unsurprisingly, Calyx, sure. They're pumping the Companion. They're going to make it bigger. So we sack. They shouldn't have mana for an Os, which they do not. So very good draw here.
Show them the edge of your blade.
Cathar will get their Calyx. Do I go after the Skrelv? Is the question. I think the answer is yes. It's just too powerful. And Wanderer needs to survive here. And they're going to keep pumping the Spirited Companion. They have a Ossify, which is a real bummer. And they hit the Cathar? They shouldn't. But okay, I guess they're really just going to keep pumping the Companion. I guess if they attack with both, do they attack with the Generous Visitor? And the answer is no. Okay. Alright, here's to hoping that they do not have
We can win this together.
another Os. Because Thalia is very strong. And they could draw into it, and that's a real bummer for us. And if they do, I would say that is game over. And they're trying their best. So if they really want That dies. Yeah, that was an oopsie on their part. We're now setting up really good defenses here. But I'm still not going to attack. Catilda is very strong, though. And the plus is the beginning of that player's next end step. So we can perpetually flicker the Wanderer, which is, their Catilda.
You're coming with me.
Play this out. I'll attack with Glissa. And say, show me. Because we can draw a card. They have something. I can also just start destroying their enchantments, which is real fun for me. Glissa is very strong. I don't know how we're going to get out of this if we do. Pretty crazy stuff. One's in tapped. We'll flicker Catilda again.
I'll handle this one.
I'll attack with Glissa again. Makes sense that they're just going to start putting stuff in front. Is it now worth it for another Eternal Wanderer to come out? Hard to say. I'm going to keep pumping, leaving this one out. So if they do happen to draw an Ossify or something like that, I want to not let it live, simply put. Catilda, get out of here. They have something.
I bought us some time.
I'm going to also get rid of this naturalist. I'm trying to think of anything they may have that has flash. Do they have a wand? Okay, a Ganjo. Yeah, sure. It's a bummer. So there you go. And that's why you keep the Wanderer there, back. Haha, I have another one.
Surrender now, and we all leave with our lives. You're coming with me.
Wow. All right, I'll take that. Okay. I like this. 2 or more, 2 or fewer. So we're going to make sure we hit our land drops, which is great. Thin our deck. We'll be able to play either Cathar or Glissa on curve. And it's seeming perhaps like Farmhand's going to take one for the team here. I would love to get some removal that is not creature based, but beggars may be choosers there. Swift Spear, okay. Yep, you got me. Glissa here, I assume that they will remove it. If I play Cathar, The Swift Spear loses its ability, that comes back, and they swing for 3, potentially more. If they do Glissa, then they're going to hit for more. But it is a big deterrent. I think we Glissa here to try and just draw out some of this removal. Because, again, mono red, they always have their lightning strikes, because why wouldn't they? Okay. Phoenix chick. Okay. We're gonna. They don't get how. They don't know how Glissa works. Oopsies. Yeah, that was an oopsies on their part. And now we're holding up Wandering Emperor. And beautiful. Oh no, my Glissa! Oh no, you're etching. Their other etching is coming online. At this point, I think it's worth just creating another blocker here to then ultimately Cathar this and then farm hand here to make sure we get an Eternal Wanderer on the next turn. That's a great rip for them right off the top, with the chick coming back. They should know, though, that I am absolutely going to trade this off. I guess that's damage that is not coming to face. Thalian the Gitrog monster is really mean for them. All their creatures come in tapped. So even... Woo! Alright, this deck is performing very well so far. What are we, 4-0? 5-0? Sure, I'm happy with this. We have been getting fairly favorable matchups so far. We haven't gone up against just super aggressive, I'm not going to let you play anything control, which would really not do. This could be the match. Hard to say. And these two absences in our hands could just look stupid. And not being able to play Glissa here feels real bad. Okay, going for some toxic shenanigans. Fine with that. Get out of here. Attack, and out comes Glissa. Are they a reader, or is Glissa... Okay, so... What are they playing here? I'm not sure. This is very confusing to me. So them getting rid of that Emperor tells me they have another. Absolutely. Right, because they have the mana now for Emperor. And so to me, that's crazy. I think they're trying to do an ambush here on the next turn. I will... It's a destroy. Okay. I'm gonna be honest though, all this removal right now is is looking real dumb in hand. Okay. They're going to have both of us discard a card. Or are they just trying to put her out there as a... Yeah. Alright, well, now your Liliana's gone.
With friends.
We're at 6, which means we can afford an Emperor. Do we Takenuma here? I think yes. To get a Glissa back out. We can't always soul partition in response to another sweeper here. But yeah, unless we start drawing some of our heavy hitters here, and if they play something, it better be removal. Okay. Interesting. So they're going for a very clear heavy planeswalker build with a proliferate kind of shenanigans. Let's see what they get rid of. Another Emperor. How many Emperors do they have? Is what's crazy to me. And that's an artifact, which is a real bummer. We're going to go Wedding Announcement here just for value. And hold up a Soul Partition, because I feel pretty confident that them chucking 2 Wandering Emperors, I feel like they have another. Or a Teferi, sure. They have to. Thank you. Yes. Go for it.
Faced with tragedy, even observers need to take action.
At this point, if I... So I'm going to Soul Partition their Teferi because they can't recast it. And then I'm going to kill this. And try and keep pushing damage here. I'm not going to destroy my own enchantment, that's for sure. Thalia is interesting. If we overextend, it feels real bad here, but because they are tricolor, I feel pretty strongly that they are gonna get wrecked by... We're presenting lethal here. We're drawing and we're pumping. Again, a sweeper that they have in hand just sucks. Yep. Feels bad. But apparently we have Brutal Cathars for days. So let's play out one of these for now, because it is a 3/3. Alright, well, we're walking into that. It's a bummer.
When I win, you're telling me what you know about... Ah, one of your friends has to leave.
So here we really need to draw an Eternal Wanderer or something like that. Gala Greeters is not bad. I'm a little bit worried about another sweeper, but at this point, I think we need to really just try and push damage. And I think, again, a sweeper and we're blown out, so we just need to try and present lethal. Yep. So unless I'm drawing an Eternal Wanderer here, I think we're done.
Drop it.
Yeah, we'll tap out. So back with the post-game wrap, I think we went 5-1. Unfortunately, we ended on a losing note, which is a real bummer. This deck performed really well. It was pretty interesting, as I actually did not see Gala Greeters, and maybe they could get cut, but Glissa, Thalia, and the Gitrog Monster were very solid with Wedding Announcements, Cathars. I tended to play kind of more aggro or mid-rangey decks, and this thing ate them up. When we finally played a control deck at the end, we struggled because we didn't hit our Planeswalkers, but this is a really, really solid mid-range deck that is a lot of fun to play, and I think a lot of you could, make some tweaks here, get rid of Gala Greeters, add another Wedding Announcement, add another Sheldred, add a couple more Planeswalkers, whatever. I think there's room for improvement here, but this was a lot of fun. So highly recommend this. I'll see you next time.